Welcome to Learning Algebra with Ms. Rodriguez. By the end of this video, you will understand factoring using GCF. So first we want to make sure we identify what the GCFs are. Remember, this is the greatest common factor. So we want to be able to identify the GCF and then factor out what is missing. So I have three examples. In my first example, I have 6x squared plus 12x. So I'm going to identify the greatest common factor in between 6 and 12 first. If necessary, you could do a factor tree. So 6 gives me 1 times 6, 2 times 3, and 12 gives me 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. So the greatest common factor is going to be the number 6. So my GCF is going to be 6. Then I want to look at my variables. So I have an x squared in my first term. This means there are two x's and one x in my first one. So there is at least one x that is common in each term. So that is also a part of the GCF. So GCF is going to be x as well. So now that my GCF is 6x, I actually want to factor the common factor out. So factoring is the process of breaking down an expression into simpler components or factors. So I'm going to take my 6x, and that's going to be my starting point. But I'm going to put a parentheses, and I'm going to write what is left over when I take out the GCF. And by take out the GCF, we are essentially dividing. So I'm going to take my first term, and I'm going to say what is 6x squared divided by 6x. Well, 6 divided by 6 is 1. I had two x's and I took one away, so I have 1x left. Remember, when we are dividing, we are talking about laws of exponents, so we subtract those exponents. Then I'm going to take my second term. I'm going to say what is 12x divided by 6. So 12 divided by 6 is positive 2, so plus 2. I had 1x, but I took it away, so I am left with none. So this is a factored expression, which is essentially me rewriting the original expression. If you know how to distribute, how to multiply, you could multiply this back out and you should get back to where we were originally. So I am undoing that multiplication. I'm going to do the same thing in examples 3 and 5 by first identifying the GCF. So in my second example, I identified that my GCF is 8a squared. So now I'm going to write what is left over when I take out my GCF. So 8a squared, parentheses, well, 8 divided by 8 gives me 1. I had two a's, but I took them away, so I no longer have a's. However, I still have these b's remaining, and there are two of them, so they get squared. Then I'm going to take my term 16 divided by 8. That gives me a positive 2. I'm left with two a's, so I'm going to put an exponent 2, and I'm going to close my parentheses. So I've identified that my GCF is a negative 3x. The reason I chose to make a negative 3 is because I noticed that both terms have a minus. So because it is common, I'm going to also make it a part of the greatest common factor. So my GCF is negative 3x. I'm going to see what is left over with each term. So I'm going to divide negative 3 divided by negative 3. That gives me a positive 1. I had 3, but I took away 1, so I have 2 x's left. So this is an x squared. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is a positive 1. I no longer have any x's left, so I do in fact need to remove all x's, and this is my leftovers. I don't need to necessarily write the 1 in front of the x squared because I already have x as the placeholder, but I do need to write a plus 1 in that other remaining spot. So I factored these three expressions by rewriting them into their smaller components. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow educators or students.